Now to tonight's deep dive. Enrollment at LA public schools is dropping. This is all amid the Trump administration's immigration crackdown in Southern California. The state's largest public school system says newcomer enrollment has declined significantly over the past 3 years. The LA Unified School District superintendent says enrollment patterns are, quote, deeply connected to the realities immigrant families are facing. Now, in a statement to ABC News, the LA Unified School District superintendent adds that, quote, our responsibility is to ensure every child, regardless of where they were born, feels safe in our schools. We will continue to stand firmly with our immigrant communities and protect every student's right to a welcoming, stable, and supportive education. Here now to share her experience is Lupe Carrasco Cardona. She's a teacher at a school just west of downtown LA. Lupe, thank you for joining me now. What do you think is behind these low enrollment numbers you're seeing?
Well, I mean, what we have seen over the past few years is decline in enrollment because of the increased cost of living, right? So we've got a lot of people, families, that are, working but still poor, leaving to neighboring cities in the suburbs. But definitely, right now, what we're seeing is what is exacerbating that is that people are afraid to come to school. So we, as the United Teachers of Los Angeles, and also, those of us that are organizing outside through the Community Self-Defense Coalition, Unión del Barrio, and the Association of Raza Educators, we're doing the very best that we can to ensure that families feel safe and that students are able to come to school and feel safe. And as you quoted earlier, like our superintendent has been supporting that in to some degree as well. But what we're seeing are that students are afraid to come to school, so they're they're staying home, they're sheltering in place. In some cases, we know for sure definitively that some students have been deported or are being detained right now in places like Adelanto, and we have been rallying in their support and ensuring that they get legal support as well. In some cases, we're seeing that students are working because their parents are afraid to work, and we've been doing the very best that we can to provide support for our students so that they don't drop out of school. I'm at a high school in downtown Los Angeles, and so we've had students say that they want to work so that they can, raise funds that they need to be able to return to their parents. One particular student whose mom was deported, working in a factory, and it was deported to Guatemala. So we're seeing a lot of these types of things happening, and we're, as educators and organizers, we're doing the best that we can, because this is impacting not just the students themselves, but it's impacting, the educators. Like, we lost a couple of educators at our school, and we're likely going to lose more educators. But the beautiful thing is that we see a lot of organizing, a lot of solidarity. We're seeing educators and community members across the city coming together in defense of our students. And we're also seeing, a lot of collaborating happening between what's happening here and educators and organizers in places like Chicago, in Charlotte, in Portland, for instance. So a lot of us are sharing our best practices on how to support and how to defend our students. But yeah, I mean, this has been very tragic because we're also seeing, students with mental health concerns. They're prescribing themselves to go to the school social worker, the school psychologist. So everybody has been busy doing the best that we can, but ultimately this is going to leave a mark, a scar on our communities. That's going to last, forever. This is the first time, myself as an ethics studies educator, I have taught about things like Operation Wetback, like the repatriation of the 1930s and 40s, and other horrific things that have happened in our histories. But this is the first time that the students can tell you exactly what that looks like, because they're living it right now. And that's really sad.
Yeah, Lupe, just the impact this is having on communities is noteworthy. So what's your message to families in the U.S. without legal status who want a good education for their children?
I would say that you definitely need to ensure that your child is able to continue to go to school. There are plenty of people who support all students, and that you just have to surround yourself with those networks of people, because we know that in every city there are good people who know that this is wrong. This ICE terror that is happening is wrong. And, please continue to get your education. It is the only way that they're going to be able to find themselves, understanding their situation and being able to work and organize to get to the other side of this. And that's something that others can do as well, right? Like, we all need to do what we can to support these youth. Some of us do that through education. Some of us do that through community organizing. Some of us do that through, providing legal representation. Whatever it is that is your superpower, use that to defend. And I just want the families out there to know that they are supported. They're not alone, that not everybody agrees with this ICE terror. And then also for folks out there that may not be too knowledgeable on this, you should really know that this is not just impacting students who are afraid of deportation. This is affecting a lot of people. We have so many mixed status families. We have so many people that care about people in our communities, and you may or may not know their status, because most of us don't know, because you cannot tell the difference between somebody who's documented and somebody who's undocumented. And you can see that even further with how we're seeing Native Americans who are being detained and harassed. And that is because these are indigenous peoples that are, from all across the Americas that are experiencing this, and other people of color. And we want to make sure everybody knows that they are supported, because they contribute to our communities, they contribute to our schools.
Absolutely. Lupe, thank you again for your time.